Hello and welcome to Let's Plays. I'm meaningless. Let's get going. Assassinate Armand Bouchard, the Templar Grandmaster, infiltrate the Templar
Memory
archive.
log updated.
Okay, so this I remember somewhat. I just mainly remember the huge stairwell and a spiraling area that we're going to sneak through. And I think this one will have mandatory stealth. I'm not entirely sure, but I think so. Well, at the very least, the stealth doesn't begin here, it seems. Oh. Okay, I get it. Let's not fight in stairs. The game has trouble figuring out whether I should be able to counter you guys. But this is getting really old. You know what? Let's go back to the hidden blade. It seems a bit more reliable. The camera is just amazing. Oh, great. I wish that game was a little more consistent when it comes to basically everything, but especially combat. I'm guessing this may be tied to the frame rate. Yay, stealth. But wait. There's a... how do you call these? There are waterfalls here. Randomly. They don't seem to have any purpose. This is just decoration and... it looks good, but what's the idea? What's the... I can't help but think that this feels like a very bad idea to have this in your very big castle. Same, the library. It's reminding me of mine, but mine is very slim, and it has the same ratio. Not even actually. It looks a bit more filled.
What was that?
Well, I'm just criticizing the interior decoration. I guess books are expensive, so you can't afford to have such gigantic. And you know, this is a corridor. This is so goofy to have this rundown area with what I assume is supposed to be a fireplace. I don't get why it's illuminated without having any fire, but you have those. I feel like a very wide building is also a very bad idea for an ancient library. And also, wait, these are catacombs. So was this supposed to be an archive of dead people? Way too early. On point, but the game didn't register. Again. That's really the thing that makes it super annoying. The game will just sometimes ignore the fact that you're countering attacks, that you're blocking. And you know, in the original game, it was based on your position. You were supposed to avoid exposing your back. But here it seems a bit more random. It also happens when guards are facing me. Hi guys. No. We don't switch to the sword. I want to fight as a rogue with a stupid reverse grip and a needlessly decorated dagger. See, these guys are on the size of Altaïr, but sometimes randomly that doesn't work for countering. And you know, it's not even that they're breaking your guard. It's really just that the game just sometimes forget how it's meant to. So weird. I really don't get it. I wish it was a little more consistent. And I guess this guy we're following is Bouchard himself.
Witless Emperor Comnenus. He was a fool, but he was our fool. For almost a decade we operated in secret on this island. Our archive was the best kept secret on Cyprus. Unfortunately, even the best laid plans were not immune to Isaac's idiocy.
He angered King Richard and brought the English a little too close for comfort. Is that it?
Fortunately, we were able to convince Richard to sell the island to us. It was the only way to avert his attention.
Purchasing what you already controlled.
And look where that has gotten us. Ever since you showed up and stuck your nose into too many dark corners, the archive hasn't been safe.
I wish I could say I'm sorry, but I tend to get what I want.
Oh, not this time, assassin. Not now. Our little detour to Kyrenia gave us just enough time to dismantle the archive and move it.
You weren't shipping artifacts to Cyprus. You were shipping them out.
Exactly. But not everything has to go. I think we'll leave you right here.
Ha! He called you old. Can we do this with the... are we just going to trade blows again? I suppose that's a strong attack and it will actually break my guard. But, apparently it does, because I was blocking here. Yeah, it does. So... Great, that actually means there's an incentive to have us dodge. Are you susceptible? No, you're not susceptible to throwing knives. They're completely useless. So I guess we're just going to keep dodging, restore a bit of health, because he does a lot of damage actually. You know, kind of like come on, dodge. Kind of like Sekiro, if it was boring, is what I was trying to say. I'm thinking of the ghost lady. But the attack patterns of Sekiro bosses are a bit more consistent than this. How did you parry this? I wasn't holding the trigger. Oh, and come on, the camera is so annoying when it's when you're trying to move around. Also, this guy has no recovery. He can chain these two attacks. Oh, and you have bombs that don't seem to do any damage. Okay. He can parry. No way. And I can't... I don't think I can counter. Which you'd think would be... Oh, come on. Okay, well... Let's do this with this sword. I was dead sure this was going to happen. But... I'll use the sword and we're going to try and deal with him a little more quickly. Okay, oh, you have interesting animations. But he has the exact same animations for a one-hit animation, a two-hit combo, and a three-hit combo. Okay, so timeout. I'm currently editing this video, and I went to check in speedruns if maybe I was missing something, but no. You have no way to tell whether he's going to attack once, twice, or thrice in a row, which of his regular attacks can be blocked, and which can be interrupted. That's garbage. And also, he seems to be randomly interruptible, or not. It really just depends on... Well, let's... Okay, I was just about to say let's delog so we can heal a little. And I guess I should have picked up the upgrade. Oh, wait, he has an animation for not stepping on Maria's unconscious body. Interesting. I've been recording footage of Metal Gear Solid 2 where Snake does that, no, I guess it's just a bump animation, like she was standing and he bumped into her. Well, Armand, by the power of healing, I can now take some more damage to alleviate these horrendous combos. The annoying thing is really the lack of consistency when it comes to whether the attack will interrupt him or not. And come on. I'm dodging! Ah. Yeah, the controls just feel very capricious. I guess... Oh, he started using the bombs, so... Let's try to avoid... Do you think you're Quailag or something? Oh, well, I guess now your execution is small. It would be crazy annoying if Smo used used Quailag's lava attacks. It's interesting to note that he is immune to his own bombs. And I guess the range is not always the same. The fact that your movements are completely tied to the camera is really annoying. Ah, shouldn't have. Yeah, no recovery again, so I'll not make the same mistake. We're going to use the pillars again. If the camera won't shift directions for me, that's really lovely. I really hate this. And And we're still not done. I'm starting to question if the... Okay, we are, but it looked like we weren't. Ah, that was janky.
You are a credit to your creed, Altaïr.
And you have strayed from yours.
A creed?
Not strayed. Expanded. The world is more complicated than most dare admit. And if you, assassin, if you knew more than how to murder, you might understand this.
Save your
what do
lecture
you
on
mean
virtue for
strayed?
yourself. And die knowing that I will never let the apple of Eden fall into any hands but my own.
Keep it close, Altaïr. You will come to the same conclusions we did. In time.
The dialogue made no sense. This guy was doing the exact same thing the Templars did in the original game. And we're okay. Time mission to run away. Yeah, so far I mentioned in the previous episode, I think, that I wasn't very fond of the particular style of Darby McDevitt. I'm usually more fond of games written by Corey May, and the one thing I do appreciate is that Darby McDevitt has matured a lot in the time since this game. He was also the writer for Revelation, so... Well, I'm not very fond of the writing in that game either. But I kind of like what he did for Valhalla, especially for the modern day sections.
Everything I worked for in the Holy Land, I no longer want. And everything I gave up to join the Templars. I wonder where all that went. And if I should try to find it again.
Will you return to England?
No. I am so far from home already. I'll continue on. East. To India, perhaps. Or until I fall off the far edge of the world. And you?
For a long time under Al-Mualim, I thought my life had reached its limit, and that my sole duty was to show others the same precipice I had discovered.
Yes, I felt the same once.
As terrible as this artifact is, it contains wonders. I would like to understand it as best I can.
You tread a thin line, Altaïr.
I know, but I have been ruined by curiosity, Maria. I want to meet the best minds, explore all the libraries of the world, and learn all the secrets of nature and the universe.
All in one lifetime? It's a little ambitious.
Who can say? It could be that one life is just enough.
Maybe. And where will you go first?
East.
To India, maybe. Or maybe he'll fall off the world or something. I don't remember what she said.
Our origins seem chaotic, unintended, with purpose and being instilled solely by the passage of time, imposed by nature, and only later by men. What should we do with this rare gift of life?
Play video games.
Memory log updated.
Okay, so yeah, this is actually the end. And well, yeah, as I said, there are great stuff about the writing. I really like the whole theme of Altaïr starting to question himself and ask himself more philosophical questions than the usual, his very straightforward personality in the original. But to me, he also feels like a completely different character compared to the man we've seen in the original game. I think the character I appreciate the most is actually Maria, because she's the one that actually has character development. The sad thing is most of it happens off screen while she's doing her stuff. The game really should have been about her, actually, now that I think about it. And, you know, if the idea is that Altair, Desmond is, Altair is an ancestor of Desmond, so is Maria. And we know that from Assassin's Creed 2, when the game doesn't follow Altair, so there was absolutely everything to have an actual Maria game, and that would have been a very interesting sequel. But yeah, I still appreciate something about this game compared to the other ones, is that it's still a medieval spy thriller. And I guess this is true of pretty much any game in the series, but in Assassin's Creed 2, it feels less like you're uncovering the secrets of a conspiracy and coordinating attacks, and more like you're just being ordered around by first Lorenzo di Medici, and then the assassins in the second half of the game. He has a bit more agency in the Venice section. But anyway, I guess we're not here to talk about Assassin's Creed 2. About Bloodlines, well, the game really feels like a jankier version of the original. And I feel like some of that could have been a little better. The climbing could be smoother, and this is something I had completely forgotten about. But it feels very different, and especially coming from Assassin's Creed, then Assassin's Creed 2, then Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and coming back to this is a bit rough. As I said, I think this game is slightly worse in the jank of its platforming than Altair's Chronicles, which I didn't like in particular for that reason, because the platforming wasn't very good. Aside from that, the plot is decent enough. The notion that there's an archive, but Altair is not yet very good at doing what he does, because he's trying to solo the work of his entire organization, his entire brotherhood, and of course that's not going to work. Yeah, I just suppose I would appreciate this game a little more if it had been a fully fledged Assassin's Creed title, even DLC for the original game. That would have been fascinating. And I do appreciate it as a PSP game, because we don't have many like this. But it feels like some of the hurdles, some of the obstacles, the limitations of the hardware were a bit too much for the system. And I find this a bit crazy, because Tenchu Shadow Assassins has smoother animation, smoother climbing, smoother everything, and it released 4 years prior. Granted, it has the very low rendering distance and darkness, the dark fog to mask everything, so that the system doesn't have to have too much loaded in memory at a single time. And obviously this game handled this a little better, but considering what was possible with the later games, actually, I'm just realizing this game released the same year as Tenchu 3 Portable, exclusive to Japan, of course. But this is a faithful recreation of Tenchu Return from Darkness, the Xbox version of Tenchu 3, of Wrath of Heaven. And it looks and plays way better. It does have some jank, But the year after that, 2010, we have both Tenchu Kurenai Portable and Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, which both did a little better. Even to some extent, Splinter Cell Essentials seems like it was a better made game than this, and it released in 2006. So yeah, that was 3 years before this game, and that was Ubisoft as well. So I don't know. It feels weird that that this game had so many issues. And don't get me wrong, Splinter Cell Essentials also has them, but it feels a little more consistent when it comes to the controls and the characters' movements and everything. The core of the game actually works consistently. I don't know what causes Assassin's Creed Bloodlines to have more difficulties with that, but it does. And yeah, so well, it was overall a good experience. I did enjoy my time playing this game again. I will complete it again on the PSP, and well, I'm looking forward to Revelations now, because I can't wait to actually go back to a high budget game now. But anyway, hope you've enjoyed this episode. Hope you've enjoyed this Let's Play. See you in the next one. Bye.